You know, growing up in the 90s, I always had a lot of great multiplayer games that I used to play with my friends growing up. I mean, you talk about spending the night at friend's house with Nintendo 64, busting out Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey, just laying out hits, sending people to the ambulance, all that good stuff, but we'll get to that. But what I wanted to talk about today is just the comfort I find in these hockey games. And you could say hockey games are my comfort game. It's the games that I go to when I necessarily don't want to get, I don't know, too invested in anything or put too much time or energy into it. It's kind of not mindless, but I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy the atmosphere. Obviously, I'm a hockey fan. I'm a Penguins fan. Had to bust out the Sidney Crosby for this jersey. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to show you my obscure hockey game collection and talk about how it's like comforting to me to play these games. So sit back and enjoy. So this is gonna age me a little bit. Obviously you can tell how old I am, probably. Well, maybe not because I'm a millennial. But anyways, growing up, the first console I technically had was a Sega Genesis. It had been out for a while. My stepdad at the time handed it down to me. So technically speaking, the Sega Genesis was the first video game console I had. I only had a select amount of games I could play as a kid, you know, your Sonic 2s. Star Control was another one I played that was really fun. Streets of Rage is another one of my favorite titles. And of course, the first game we're going to talk about today, and that is NHL 94, baby. This is a classic, and I love these clamshell cases. You really can't beat them if I can get it open. And look at this beauty, the manual and everything. And who remembers these cartridges? Probably not too many people unless you're around my age. But some of the ones that had this like yellow strip on the side, I never knew what this was like for. But it's slightly different than some of the other cartridges from Sega. And here is the manual, of course. There's not much to this game in terms of controls. You can pass, you can shoot, and that is about it on offense. But I whipped this bad boy out to collect a little bit of footage for the video, and it was fun. I got into it a little bit. I suck at it. I haven't played it in so long. I don't even know if I had 94 as a kid. I had probably like 93 or just whatever one was laying around that I accumulated by default. But this is technically one of the best ones in most people's eyes. It has that classic kind of arcadey feel, and it does have the ability to do one-timers, which was really cool, especially this early on in like a hockey game. Had a great cast of NHL players, and you know, the Zamboni going across the ice. I don't know, this one's just good vibes overall, and a fun arcadey like 90s retro hockey game. If you're looking to jump into something and just play for 10-15 minutes with a buddy, this is a really great title to play. Next is probably my favorite hockey game of all time, and that's the game playing behind me, Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey.
The NHL and the NHLPA present Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey.
It's the one I have the most nostalgic memories about, or just most nostalgia for. I just remember going over to my buddy Richard's house, and we would just go in his garage and just play this game for hours and hours, playing with Wayne Gretzky. This was only when he was on the Rangers. Actually, when I jumped in here, I had to remember the controls, so I practiced with Wayne first. And then, of course, I had to jump in and play with my Penguins and Jaromir Jagr, my favorite player of all time. The reason I am a Penguins fan. But I just love that when you talk about, I was talking about like arcade feel with the last game. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey is epic. Like, it builds like this ambulance meter when you keep laying out hits.
A textbook play.
The goalie can turn into a brick wall and you literally can't score on him. You can the puck can get on fire and you can like shoot it from anywhere and basically score. It has the ability to do one-timers. There is a little bit of strategy to it and technique, but it is just a blast. Like at any hockey game, I love going back and playing just like a little pickup game of Wayne Gretzky. I should play like start up a little season in that after I finish playing the season in another hockey game I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but it still holds up to this day. And if you're a fan of like Blitz and stuff like that, you'll love Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey. So now we've kind of covered my journey through hockey games in elementary school, and now we're going into like middle school. And I remember playing this game. One of the memories that comes to mind is playing this game at the beach. One of my friends at the time when I lived in Maryland, we used to go to Myrtle Beach, and or maybe it was Ocean City. And I remember he bought his PlayStation 2 and we were playing this game, NHL 2002.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Colorado Avalanche.
This we thought was like so realistic. We thought like the graphics couldn't get any better. So the gameplay was still fun. It still has that arcadey feel. Not as much as the other two I'm talking about. This is when the simulation style of like hockey games started to come around. It has Lemieux, one of my favorite players growing up. And I remember I was just playing countless. I remember just going through like seasons. I didn't even own the game, but I would just go to my buddy Alex's house and start up a little season with the Penguins because I loved playing it. So very fond memories of NHL 2002. And it still holds up too. I actually started a new season not too long ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I love NHL 2002.
Puck scores! Jim, sometimes goalies let in pucks they shouldn't. Not that I'm saying that's what happened on this occasion.
But not that you're not.
And last, certainly but not least, the game that I am playing a whole lot of right now. I actually had this hockey game, I think, when I was in college. And it was like my little go-to game to play at night, and now it has become that again, and it's NHL 19.
The Penguins are looking to continue this winning streak without trying to change a whole heck of a lot. I expect them to play the same way they've done in the last couple of games, and if they do that, this winning streak will continue.
Bought this for $10 at Half Price Books, and I am absolutely loving it. I have played halfway through a season. In terms of like, okay, here's my one issue with like hockey games. The skill level when you go from like pro to all-star is such a dramatic leap in a lot of these games. I feel that NHL 19 has a perfect balance of challenging gameplay, but still fair, you know, where you can score enough goals and it's still fun to play, because like some of the newer ones, when I jump to all-star, I just get demolished. I can't score at all, and it's just not fun anymore. And I want it to be fun. Like right now, for example, NHL 19, I did like, I didn't know you can do like custom sliders, but I'll get to that with like the newest one. In NHL 19, I have my sliders like perfect. I mean, they are dialed, buttery, crisp. Like each game is fast, competitive. And just to give you an example, I'm like halfway through the season and I've won like 20 games and lost like 8 and like 4 overtime games, maybe 5. I kind of suck at overtime. It does the 3-on-3 in overtime and then goes into a shootout. Sorry about that. But the shootout I suck at, and 3-on-3 just is kind of difficult. You get the puck, you could score really quick and someone could score on you really quick. But anyways, NHL 19 is my favorite. I have a lot of control with the puck. It's fun doing the one-timers. I can actually set up plays. I'm great on the power play, and I can actually set things up and run plays. The goalie actually handles his shit, and I can actually score. So 2 thumbs up for NHL 19. And that's going to wrap it up. Oh, I forgot. We have this too. NHL 2025. Not really much to say about this because I don't really play it. I do not really enjoy it, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll give it another whirl once the season kicks back up and I want to play a newer title or with some newer rosters or whatever. But until then, I'm good with my NHL 19 and Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey, baby. Hope you enjoyed this one. I thought it was kind of fun. Now I'm going to take this jersey off because I'm sweating my balls off. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Cut.
There by Kessel. Tries to get it on net. Score! A power play goal, and it's a biggie.